12s, what just happened? This is Victor, and welcome back to the 12s Nation Report, and today Seattle just made a move that honestly shocked me. Right before a massive game, right when depth matters the most, the Seahawks have decided to cut a running back who was brought in to help stabilize the position. Not a rumor, not speculation, a real transaction, officially on the table, and it raises a lot of questions about what the team is planning next. Before we break this down, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. We are pushing hard to reach 1,000 subscribers, and every one of you makes this community stronger. Alright, let's talk about this move, because it is something. The Seattle Seahawks have waived veteran running back Cam Akers. Yes, Cam Akers, a sixth-year veteran with playoff experience, was cut on Thursday, leaving Seattle with an open spot on the 53-man roster ahead of Sunday's game against the Colts. No corresponding move yet. No replacement named, just an open roster spot 2 days before a crucial matchup. That alone is dramatic. Why this move is surprising? Let's be honest, even if Akers wasn't playing, this decision is surprising because he was signed specifically after George Holani went down with a hamstring injury. Seattle needed depth at running back. And cutting a veteran right before game day signals that something is happening behind the scenes. Akers was inactive in his 2 games with Seattle, but that doesn't mean the move isn't impactful. It changes the structure of the RB room instantly. And now, the Seahawks have one open spot and multiple players who could fill it. Head coach Mike Macdonald spoke this week about several players returning from injured reserve, and his comments were very telling. 2 players in particular. 1, center Yolan Sano. 2, tight end Eric Sobert. Both returned to practice this week, and Macdonald said he's optimistic they could be available by Sunday. His words, "We hope so. We hope they're available. We're optimistic for this weekend." That's not coach speak fluff, that's a real hint. And there's more. Receiver Derek Young also returned recently from IR after dealing with a quadriceps injury. And rookie defensive lineman Willie Mills, coming off a torn ACL at Notre Dame, has now practiced for 2 weeks and could be activated at any moment. So when Seattle cleared this roster spot, they didn't do it randomly. They did it to open the door for one of these guys. But why Cam Akers? Analysis. Let's talk about Cam Akers himself. Experience, 6th-year veteran, former Ram, Panther and Viking, has over 2,000 career rushing yards, has postseason experience, including multiple playoff games. Seattle brought him in to be emergency depth, not a star, not a starter depth. But here's the problem. He was inactive in both games since signing. Not because the Seahawks hate him, but because the top of the RB room is healthy. Seattle needed special teams contributors, and Akers doesn't play special teams at this point in his career. So the team had to choose between a depth back who doesn't play special teams, or activating players returning from IR who do have bigger roles. Seattle chose the latter. To me, this move tells me 2 things. 1, someone is about to be activated. Sundell, Sobert, Derek Young, Willie Mills. One of them is likely stepping onto the 53-man roster this weekend. 2, the Seahawks are shifting their priorities. Late-season football is about health, versatility, special teams, depth that actually plays. Akers didn't fit the current needs. Seattle is trying to maximize every spot, and honestly, I respect the aggressiveness. This staff isn't afraid to make uncomfortable decisions. What this means for the Colts game, this opens several questions. Will Seattle activate a reinforcement for the offensive line? Is tight end depth about to get a boost? Is Derek Young about to return and impact special teams? Could Willie Mills get his first NFL action? All real possibilities. And remember, the Seahawks have been in physical, grinded-out games lately. This move could be part of a bigger strategy. Now I want to hear from you. 12s Nation, are you surprised the Seahawks cut Cam Akers? Who do you think will fill the open roster spot? Does this move make Seattle better, or does it weaken depth at RB? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read everything, and your voice makes this channel what it is. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want more real, passionate Seahawks analysis, smash like, subscribe to help us reach 1,000 subscribers. Turn on notifications so you don't miss the next update. This is Victor, and this was the 12s Nation Report. And as always, go Hawks!